getting a little acceleration here, it drives like a hybrid SUV. So like, hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a 2022 Ford Maverick XLT Hybrid. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry H. Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this Maverick. I'm going to put a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions, just ask for John Jenks. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder paired to a hybrid system. Total system output is 191 horsepower with fuel economy being 42 around town and then 33 on the highway. Now let's go over the front end of the Maverick Hybrid. So first off, you guys can see just like the F-150, the hood is raised on either side to give it that normal Ford appearance. And then coming down below, you guys can see here with the LED headlamps, and then notice here with the amber light there for the turn signal. And then we've got the metallic grille here with the Ford logo front and center. And then you guys can see with the gray trim at the bottom. And well, that's the front end. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 225, 65, 17 on the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see here with the design on the wheels, you got the metallic gray there on the top, and well, that's pretty much it. Anyways, here is a quick look at the front suspension, independent front suspension. And then we've got the molding here for the fender, which is pretty interesting with how like deep that's cut. XLT badge. And then notice the door handles match the trim on the XLT badge. And then here is your full side view. So here's our key fob with the Maverick. Got the Ford logo there on the back. We have our little flip out key with our unlock and lock function, and then remote start here as well. And then popping inside, first off, you do have to lower this down yourself. So like, don't just like drop it, like make sure you hold it. Pro tip. And we've got LED lights here. Well, I guess on one side. And then you can see here with the rest of the stuff at the top, also including little latches and everything for the cargo cover, and right next to the LED light, we've got the outlet as well. And I love how you have the emergency release on the cargo cover. I mean, it makes sense, but anyways, there you go. Now here is the rest of the rear. So first off, we have a payload capacity of 1,386 pounds and a towing capacity of about 2,000 pounds here with the Maverick. Notice there's a camera at the bottom of the Ford logo. Hybrid badge here off to the side, and then Maverick stamped into the tailgate with the receiver hitch there at the very bottom. And then we have the Maverick signature taillights here. They're very boxy looking, but I mean the whole truck is pretty boxy looking. Also independent rear suspension, if you guys are wondering, and there you go. So here's the door panel in the rear. We actually have really nice padding here where you're going to rest your arm. And then we have the orange and the white, which is kind of like a hallmark of the Maverick. And then with the XLT, you get these cloth seats, which continue that theme with kind of like the white coloration and then the darker blue with the orange stitching throughout. And then if I pop in here, you can see the legroom. Yeah, tons of space in here. And we've got the USB here with the outlet. And then you guys can see here with the cup holder setup. And also the window. It's manually operable in terms of the opening with that little latch. Let's head to the front. So here's the front door panel. You can see again with the padding, and then all of our window controls here with our mirror adjustments. The mirrors do have blind spot monitoring, and then again the orange and the white. And look, the front seats again with that cool kind of like white two-tone design with the orange stitching. There are power adjustments here on the side of the seat. And then here is our pedal layout, the double pull for the hood latch, light controls right there, and let's pop in. So here is our steering wheel. You guys can see the padding all around, and then you can see with the dark trim down below and the silver trim right there. We got some controls for like the center stack, voice command, phone controls, and we have our cruise control and volume controls on the other side. Turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock, and pretty normal steering wheel. Now here is the gauge cluster. Now it's a pretty normal Maverick gauge cluster, right? Except obviously you got like the hybrid info there on the one side, so that's pretty much like the key difference between this and like Maverick without the hybrid powertrain. And then we've got cool stuff like the EV coach, for example, that you guys can see here, which is pretty cool. So it'll let you know like how good your driving is, if you are, you know, conserving energy, if you're losing a bunch of energy, all that fun stuff. And then we do have some different drive modes. We've got normal, tow haul, slippery, eco, and then a sport mode as well, and there you go. Now here's the center infotainment screen. First off, if we pop it into reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and you guys can see the zoom function right there, and resolution is actually pretty dang solid. Now as for the rest of the infotainment screen, you guys can see with the response time here on the screen, pretty solid, easy to use, and also obviously we got like the storage space thing right next to the screen, which has always been interesting. Analog controls down below for the radio. You guys probably noticed like the white on the dash, again, kind of a theme with the Maverick. I actually like the look of the interior here. It's pretty neat. Orange on the vents, and then we have our single zone climate system, heated seats, heated steering wheel for the front, and then we've got our 12 volt here with our orange tray, some USBs, little dial shifter here for that ECVT, parking brake, and then a couple cup holders. And then this is our drive mode select. That's for your traction control, and that's for your auto stop, or sorry, auto hold rather. And then, yeah, pretty normal center console. I really like this material use. It just feels nice. And then the glove box, again, pretty normal. And then last but not least, we've got our sunroof here, and then the control for the sunroof right there, and then the manual mirror dimmer. So there's a lot of glare, so it's kind of hard to see the window sticker for this, but anyways, $300 for the equipment group, and this has stuff that you guys already saw in the video, like the tonneau cover, for example, XLT luxury package, so on and so forth. Total MSRP is $30,490 for a hybrid XLT. Let's take it out and drive it. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off here. So here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors, which do have blind spot monitoring. Run through the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So we are setting off here in the Maverick Hybrid, and I actually had a chance to live with one of these for a week at the beginning of this year, and it was a pretty good experience. It was in the middle of winter, which is funny. I was tempted to do an off-road review with it, but I decided not to, which is probably for the best, because this thing has just regular road tires and it's front wheel drive. So yeah, that would have probably not been the best ending for me. But anyways, I love how that's, you know, obviously we got the eco mode, but we also have a sport mode we can go into, so we get the best possible acceleration here. Now, one thing I will mention about the Maverick Hybrid is, and just the Maverick in general, is it doesn't drive like a truck. You know, it's a unibody, you know, platform, right, with independent front and rear suspension. So like, it drives like an SUV that happens to have a truck bed. You don't really, frankly, notice the truck bed. It's, you know, it's not like super short. It's actually relatively, even though it looks small, it's relatively long. But again, it's just drives like an SUV, and then, frankly, getting a little acceleration here, it drives like a hybrid SUV. So like if you've driven like a hybrid RAV4 or, you know, Honda CR-V, you've pretty much driven the hybrid Maverick. It's the best way to put it. The acceleration's pretty good. The biggest thing is the fuel economy, like the fact that you can get about, you know, 40 miles per gallon with this, because I was able to average pretty close to 40 miles per gallon with my week with the Maverick, mixed between highway and city driving. It's impressive. It's seriously impressive. So yeah, to sum things up, I know it's a short drive, but again, I lived with one for the week, so I don't need to like do a huge drive with this. I think this thing, you know, it's grown on me from a looks perspective. I think it actually looks pretty decent. And then from a driving perspective, it drives really well, actually. It's really comfortable. Again, all of the benefits of a unibody platform vehicle transfer into the Maverick Hybrid. It's small, it's easy to fit in the parking spaces, and again, the good fuel economy. So yeah, I still think the Maverick's worth it. You know, obviously these used are going for pretty big premiums. I'm not sure about that being worth it, but you know, getting one of these at MSRP, I think that's a pretty good value. Now it is $30,000 now, which is, I think, what, like $6,000 more than when cause I feel like that XLT I had for the week was like $25,000, so it's quite a bit more money. But still, I mean, there's still a lot of value with this vehicle. Let me know what you guys think. That's gonna sum things up with our video here on this Maverick. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this Maverick. If you have any questions, just ask for John Jenks. I'll see you.